Have you ever felt like time is slipping through your fingers? Like you are trapped in a cycle, repeating the same days over and over, waiting for something to change, but nothing ever does? What if I told you that in just 1 month, you could rewrite the script of your life? That in 30 days, the man staring back at you in the mirror could be a completely different person, stronger, wiser, and in complete control of his mind? Most people spend their entire lives waiting for motivation, waiting for the perfect moment, waiting for fate to intervene. But the truth is, no one is coming to save you. The great Stoic philosopher Seneca once said, "It is not that we have a short time to live, but that we waste a lot of it." And right now you are standing at a crossroads. You can continue down the same path, living by habit, comfort, and impulse, or you can step into the fire of discipline and emerge as something greater. The choice is yours. This is not a video for the faint of heart. This is not for those who want easy answers. This is for those who seek wisdom, strength, and absolute control over their destiny. The next 30 days can either be a continuation of your past or the beginning of something entirely new. 6 habits, 1 month, a lifetime of transformation. Make sure to like and subscribe if you haven't yet. Every like, subscribe helps us continue our mission of sharing knowledge. And leave a comment below and share your opinion on these habits, or tell me which one resonates with you the most. Ready to unlock more wisdom? Let's get started. Habit 1. Master the art of silence. Silence. Most men fear it. They drown it out with noise, music, notifications, endless scrolling, mindless conversations, anything to avoid being left alone with their own thoughts. But silence is not empty. It is where the mind sharpens. It is where power is built. Marcus Aurelius, the emperor philosopher, wrote in his private meditations, "Nowhere can man find a quieter or more untroubled retreat than in his own soul." Yet, how many men today know how to retreat into themselves? How many have the discipline to sit in absolute silence, not reaching for a distraction, not numbing themselves with entertainment, but truly listening to the whispers of their own mind, to the clarity that rises when the noise fades? The modern world is designed to steal this from you. Social media, news, conversations that mean nothing but waste everything. A man who cannot master silence is a man who will never master himself. For the next 30 days, you must make silence your greatest weapon. No music when you wake up, no podcasts in the background, no unnecessary words spoken. You will carve out at least 1 hour a day where you sit with nothing but yourself. No phone, no distractions, just the raw presence of your own mind. At first, it will feel like torture. The mind, so used to constant stimulation, will resist. You will feel restless, your hands twitching to reach for something. This is the withdrawal from addiction, the addiction to noise, to entertainment, to mindless escape. But if you endure, something remarkable will happen. You will begin to hear yourself clearly for the first time. Your mind, once clouded, will become sharp. Your emotions, once reactive, will settle. And most importantly, you will develop control. The ability to pause before speaking, before reacting, before making a decision you will later regret. The Stoics believed that true wisdom comes not from speaking, but from listening. Listening to the world, to others, and most importantly, to yourself. Epictetus, once a slave who rose to become one of the greatest philosophers of his time, said, "We have 2 ears and 1 mouth, so that we can listen twice as much as we speak." When was the last time you truly listened? When was the last time you sat in a room with another person and let them speak? Without interrupting, without waiting for your turn, without formulating your next sentence while they were still talking. In the next 30 days, you will learn the power of silence. You will speak less, and when you do speak, your words will carry more weight. You will listen more, and in doing so, you will hear what others miss. You will think deeply without the interference of noise clouding your judgment. This is not easy, but nothing worthwhile ever is. Most men will never do this. Most will continue filling every waking second with distractions, mistaking movement for progress, noise for meaning. But not you. A man who has mastered silence is a man who cannot be manipulated. He is a man who does not waste words, who does not waste thoughts. He is deliberate, precise, controlled. For 30 days, make silence your ally. Then watch as the world around you changes. Not because it actually changed, but because you did. Habit 2. Become ruthlessly disciplined with your time. Time is the most valuable currency you will ever own, yet it is the one thing men waste without a second thought. Days slip into weeks, weeks into years, and before they realize it, their life has been spent in meaningless distractions. Seneca warned us long ago, "You act like mortals in all that you fear, and like immortals in all that you desire." Most men live as if they have an eternity ahead of them. They scroll endlessly, they procrastinate, they waste hours on meaningless entertainment, always telling themselves they'll get serious tomorrow. But tomorrow never comes. You must understand this. Every wasted hour is a part of your life you will never get back. It is not just time you lose, but potential. A man's life is not measured in years, but in what he does with them. Some men live 80 years but accomplish nothing. Others live 30 and leave behind a legacy that echoes through time. For the next 30 days, you will treat your time like a warrior treats his sword, with absolute respect and discipline. Every morning, before the world pulls you in every direction, you will sit in silence and plan your day with precision. No wasted minutes, no distractions, no mindless drifting. You will create a schedule and follow it with military discipline. At first you will resist. Your mind, so used to indulgence, will try to pull you back into laziness. It will whisper excuses. "I'll start tomorrow. It's not that serious. I deserve to relax." Ignore these voices. They are the voices of weakness. Discipline is not about motivation. It is about control. A man who waits to feel like it will always be a slave to his emotions. A man who acts, no matter how he feels, is the one who bends the world to his will. Marcus Aurelius, one of the most powerful men in history, ruled an empire while practicing this relentless discipline. He wrote to himself daily, reminding himself of this truth. At dawn, when you have trouble getting out of bed, tell yourself, "I have to go to work, as a human being. What do I have to complain of if I'm going to do what I was born for?" You were not born to waste your days. You were not born to be average. You were born to build, to create, to conquer yourself. For 30 days, every hour will have a purpose. Every action will be deliberate. You will train your mind to resist distractions, to eliminate wasteful habits, to move with precision. Most men will never do this. They will wake up, go through the motions, let hours slip through their fingers, and tell themselves they'll get serious one day. But you are not most men. Every second you control is a second you win. And after 30 days, you will not just have more time, you will have more power over your life than ever before. The weak let time control them. The strong bend time to their will. Which man will you be? Habit 3. Embrace discomfort as your greatest teacher. Comfort is the slowest form of death. It lulls you into a false sense of security, whispers in your ear that you deserve to take it easy, that you've done enough. But comfort is a lie, a sweet poison that weakens men, dulls their edge, and robs them of the fire they once had. The greatest men in history were not forged in luxury. They were shaped by struggle, sharpened by adversity, hardened by the relentless pursuit of something greater than themselves. Marcus Aurelius ruled an empire while facing plagues, wars, and betrayals. Epictetus was born a slave and endured suffering most men will never know. Seneca was exiled, stripped of everything, and still wrote words that would outlive empires. Why? Because they understood the truth. Comfort is an illusion. Growth only happens in discomfort. Strength is only forged in struggle. For the next 30 days, you will train yourself to seek discomfort, to step into pain, to embrace hardship not as suffering, but as the fire that will refine you into something greater. You will wake up earlier than you want to. You will push your body further than it has ever gone. You will face your fears head-on without hesitation. At first, your mind will resist. It will beg you to return to safety, to warmth, to ease. You will hear the voice of weakness telling you to stop, to slow down, to give yourself a break. But that voice is not your friend. It is your greatest enemy. Seneca said, "Difficulties strengthen the mind, as labor does the body." Weak men avoid difficulties. Strong men seek them out, knowing that every hardship is a gift, an opportunity to sharpen the mind, fortify the soul, and become something greater. For 30 days, you will make yourself uncomfortable on purpose. You will take cold showers, not for the health benefits, but to train your will. You will train harder than ever before, not for the physical gains, but to build unshakable discipline. You will embrace rejection, challenge, and failure, not as setbacks, but as the very path to mastery. And something will happen. Slowly but surely, the things that once terrified you will lose their power. The fears that controlled you will shrink. The pain that once made you quit will become fuel. Most men run from discomfort their entire lives. They hide from hardship, avoid difficulty, and spend their years in pursuit of ease, only to die weak, untested, and filled with regret. But not you. You are built for more. You are not here to live a life of comfort. You are here to sharpen your mind, strengthen your body, and forge a soul that cannot be broken. For 30 days, embrace discomfort, and after those 30 days, you will realize a secret that only the strongest men know. Discomfort is not your enemy. It is your greatest teacher. Habit 4. Speak less, say more. Words are cheap. Most men waste them, throwing them into the air without thought, filling silence with noise just to feel important. They speak to impress, to be heard, to prove something. But in the end, their words mean nothing. A wise man understands that speech is a weapon, a tool that can either build empires or destroy them. He knows that every word he speaks must serve a purpose, carry weight, and command respect. The Stoics were masters of measured speech. Epictetus, who started his life as a slave and became one of the greatest philosophers of all time, taught that most men talk simply because they fear silence. But a man of true power does not fear silence. He controls it. He allows it to settle in a conversation, forcing others to lean in, to listen, to feel the gravity of his presence. For the next 30 days, you will train yourself to master your words. You will not speak unless what you say is necessary, truthful, and powerful. You will eliminate useless chatter, gossip, and mindless conversation. You will resist the urge to interrupt, to prove a point, to speak for the sake of speaking. At first, this will feel strange. You will notice how often others talk just to fill space, how most conversations are filled with empty words. But as you embrace this habit, something will change. When you do speak, people will listen. Your words will gain weight because they are rare. Your presence will command more respect because you do not waste your voice. This is the mark of great men throughout history. When they speak, they move nations. When they remain silent, their absence is felt just as powerfully. Marcus Aurelius wrote, "Consider that before long you will be nobody and nowhere, nor will any of the things exist which you now see, nor anyone who is now alive. It is your duty then, in every act, to think only of how it should be done in a manner perfect and complete." This applies to your words as much as your actions. Every time you open your mouth, ask yourself, does this add value? Does this elevate the conversation? Or am I just filling space? For the next 30 days, speak less. And when you do speak, say more. Let your words be sharp, deliberate, unshakable. Let your voice carry authority, not because it is loud, but because it is rare. Most men talk to be heard. A great man speaks to be remembered. Which one will you be? Habit 5. Conquer your body, conquer your mind. A weak body is a reflection of a weak mind. A man who lacks control over his body lacks control over his life. He moves slowly, reacts sluggishly, and lives at the mercy of his cravings. He indulges in comfort, avoids exertion, and makes excuses for his weakness. But a man who masters his body masters himself. The Stoics understood this deeply. They trained their bodies not for vanity, but for resilience. Seneca warned against luxury, knowing it would make a man soft. Marcus Aurelius, despite ruling the vast Roman Empire, made time to keep his body strong, understanding that physical discipline and mental discipline are inseparable. For the next 30 days, your body will no longer be your prison. It will be your weapon. You will train every single day, no exceptions, no excuses. Your workouts will not be about looking good in the mirror. They will be about building a body that can withstand anything. Whether it is lifting, running, calisthenics, or combat training, you will push yourself further than you thought possible. At first, your mind will resist. It will beg you to take it easy, to stop when you feel tired, to skip a day because you deserve rest. But this is the same voice that has kept you weak. You must silence it. The moment you decide that fatigue is irrelevant, that soreness is just proof of progress, that pain is an illusion meant to be conquered, that is the moment you separate yourself from the masses. Most men quit when they feel discomfort. The few who push through it are the ones who rise above. Epictetus once said, "How long will you wait before you demand the best of yourself?" This is your time. No more waiting. No more postponing your potential. Every rep, every sprint, every drop of sweat will forge something greater inside you. You will not skip workouts. You will not take shortcuts. You will treat your body like the tool of war that it is meant to be. But this habit is not just about strength, it is about discipline. When you conquer your body, you conquer your urges. You will control what you eat, resisting the temptation of unhealthy food. You will get proper sleep, knowing that a weak, tired mind is a dangerous liability. You will move with energy, purpose, and power, no longer weighed down by sluggishness or laziness. Most men will never do this. They will say they don't have time to train, as if their body is not the foundation of everything they do. They will make excuses, give in to cravings, and accept their weakness as permanent. But not you. You will train because a strong body makes a strong mind. You will endure pain because pain is the price of power. And at the end of 30 days, you will not just be stronger, you will be unshakable. Conquer your body, conquer your mind, conquer your life. Habit 6. Live by a code stronger than temptation. A man without a code is a man easily swayed. He drifts through life, bending to his emotions, chasing fleeting pleasures, breaking his own promises. He wants to be strong, but without a code, he is weak. He wants to be disciplined, but without principles, he falls. The world tempts him at every turn. Distractions, indulgences, vices, and because he has no unshakable foundation, he gives in. But a man who lives by a code cannot be moved. His values are carved into stone, not written in sand. He does not negotiate with weakness, nor does he justify failure to himself. His code is his armor, his guiding force, his unbreakable foundation. The Stoics lived this way. They did not wait for the world to hand them direction. They created it for themselves. Marcus Aurelius ruled an empire, but his greatest victory was ruling himself. Epictetus, born into slavery, could have chosen bitterness, but instead, he chose wisdom. Seneca, despite his wealth, lived with the discipline of a man who could lose it all at any moment. They were not gods. They were men. Men who built themselves around a code so strong that no temptation could break them. For the next 30 days, you will build your own code. You will define your values, not the ones given to you by society, but the ones you choose for yourself. What do you stand for? What do you refuse to tolerate in yourself? What is the line you will never cross, no matter the temptation? At first, this will feel uncomfortable. You will realize how often you have broken promises to yourself, how many times you have justified weakness. But that ends now. You will set rules, and you will follow them as if your life depends on it, because in many ways, it does. Your code will dictate how you start your day, how you respond to hardship, how you carry yourself in moments of doubt. It will remind you that discipline is not something you turn on and off, it is who you are. Your code will not allow laziness, it will not allow dishonor, it will not allow you to be anything less than the man you are capable of being. Most men never do this. They live without structure, without principle, reacting instead of acting, floating instead of standing firm. They fall into the same traps over and over because they have no foundation strong enough to resist temptation. But not you. Once you live by a code, you will notice something. Temptations that once controlled you will lose their power. Weakness will no longer have a place in your life. You will stop making excuses, not because you have to, but because it is simply not who you are anymore. After 30 days, you will not be the same man who started this journey. You will have built something stronger inside yourself, a core that cannot be broken, a discipline that does not fade, a code that defines you. A man without a code is lost. A man with a code is unstoppable. Which man will you be?